Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. I know that you know the deal, but always interpret the message as the best resonates. And also know if you're new to the channel, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you find in the description box. And um, I like to go deep on the channel. I don't just look at what goes on the surface. We do look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes. Take that in mind if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me. I'm not just going to tell you what happens on the surface in your life. Okay, so if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the underlining word of the video in your comment bar. Now, the word of the video is, let's see what the word of the video is. It is intolerance. Intolerance. So you're going to write the word intolerance in your comment bar. It's like I feel as if you're in separation with someone that you're like, I'm like over it. I'm over it. Like it's like this person I feel like is in guilt and remorse, but I feel like you don't care. I feel like you don't care. It's like because this person took way too long to come back and give you the bare minimum. This is the energy there. It's like they wanted you to chase them. They wanted you to like this person, and I've been getting this a lot lately with the people that have wanted to elevate themselves by treating the people in their life that they so-called like worse than. And that's because they don't really believe that they can have love. They don't really want love. There's a part of them that doesn't really want love. They want to compartmentalize, I'm trying to say. And compartmentalize is like, I have feelings, but it's like, I don't want you involved in every area of my life. And that's because they have a lot of fragmented trauma. But the irony is they want to be in every area of your life. So there's an imbalance there. And I feel like you've just gotten to a place in the relationship where you're like, I'm feeling like you're like, I'm so angry. I'm so angry because of the way that you are. It's like, and the way that you are to me, because I see you don't have that problem with anyone else, but then you expect me to tolerate your bullshit. And like, I feel like this person knows, but there's a part of them that I feel like gets off on it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like you show me that you care. I can feel that you care. So, like, this person is always kind of like holding back, being like, I can feel that you're angry. So maybe, like, you're not going to be able to take it anymore and you're going to come to me. This person is distorted, and I feel like they're a little cocky, and I'm not liking the energy that's coming through. I'm not liking it, and I can understand why now you feel intolerant because they're going to come to you as if they feel guilty and remorse, and they do feel guilty and remorse, but they don't want to apologize. They don't really want to take responsibility for their action. So there's a sense of you being like, yeah, 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 you're going to show guilt, you're going to show remorse like you always do, but there's not going to be any change behavior. This is the underlining energy. I'm feeling like the best thing that you can do, Virgo, without even looking at the cards yet, is date other people. Like this person needs to be, their ego needs to be like checked because there's a part of them that's like, we're gonna be together. It's like, yeah, 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 you're mad, but I know that we're gonna be together. It's like because there's a strong spiritual connection and they can still feel you're mad. And what this person needs to see is that you can do a mind over heart too. And I feel like you can. This person doesn't believe you can. They deal mainly with very wounded people because this is the way that they navigate. They don't really want to give anybody everything. And the reason why is because they they only attract people that are users most of the time. And so I'm feeling like you have a spiritual connection. We attract the energy that we are, is what I'm getting at. So people that, I don't want to say like, maybe those people don't even know that they're users. It's just they don't do it for themselves. They don't have a self-esteem to go out and create themselves, find themselves. They're kind of looking for someone to come in to their life to like fix it, to give them financial freedom, to give them some sort of support, to give them love. And your person, like you said, has a knack for picking those type of people. So there's just this energy of I'm used of not really having to work for it. And there's a sense of, again, like you're like, but we have this connection. And if you really cared about me, you, you wouldn't play these fucking games. And there's a sense with them like, yeah, 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 you're mad, but it's okay. And there's a real cockiness to them. So again, I just need to say that. So, and I don't really feel like they're doing anything. I feel like they're like, oh, well, like you're either get mad or you're just deal with it. There's avoidance there. This person, I feel like, I mean, normally I wouldn't say this because but this person's an asshole. Like, I have to say, like, it's the way, because it's like this arrogance where it's like, yeah, 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 like, yeah, I know what I do that's wrong, but not going to say anything. I know that you like me. So they're taking a good connection and they're actually turning it very, very, very sour. I want you. So it's again, part of them, I feel like, doesn't want to take the time to actually create an intimate relationship where there's trust involved. It's all about this. It's all about, yeah, 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 yeah. I know that you're mad. I can feel that you're mad, but what's anger? Anger, when you care about something, can come out as passion, but that becomes a real like a karmic like bond, a toxic bond, a trauma bond. That's this person is almost like that. It's like because there is a sense of a lot of attraction, but almost like a dominance, like things are gonna be my way. And it's like I don't like this person's energy. So it's like I almost feel like you're intolerant to their bullshit because you just know we're gonna hear some fucking story about why you couldn't show up, why you again are playing now you're playing the victim when meanwhile you didn't treat me well. I don't react when people mention you. It's again, yeah, because it's like I don't want to let anyone know that I really care. Because just in case you don't act the way that I think that you're going to act, I'm going to save my face. It's like this person has a lot of shadows. I will wait for a sign from you. That's what I'm telling you. This person, like I said, it can feel the connection. They're like, I can still feel you around me. And I feel like you're mad. I feel like, again, there's a very strong spiritual connection. And so this person plays games, plays a lot of games. They never, you would can be in a relationship with this person and never really know who they are because I don't really feel like there is anything. What I feel like is there's just a lot of games. There's a lot of ego. And if there's ego, there's no real depth. Because an ego, what comes from the ego is everything is surface, everything's for show, everything is like, it's a counterfeit of the true energy, of the higher energy, of the energy of God, the energy of unconditional love, the high vibrational energy. It's the opposite of it's low, it's counterfeit. So it's again passion. I want you, but I'll wait for a sign from you. It's like that's ego. That annoys me, but I knew it. And I knew that they were like, I don't really want to come to you. I want you to come to me. And it's like, I'm so attracted to you. And again, when you have a person that's like that, it's a very toxic connection. It's not that you wouldn't feel, right, the guilt or remorse. You would, but it's more or less not because of what they did. They're like, I want you in my life for my needs. So I'm remorseful because, you know, I would like to be with you. It's almost like I would like to have do with you what I please, almost like that energy, like, and that's if I want to sleep with you, if I want you to do all these things for me, but they're not thinking about anything that they need to do for you. Everything is like, again, it's kind of really narcissistic energy. And that's why, like I said, I didn't like the energy in the beginning. It was like, and there was a reason, like, again, you see it. The difference is that this person doesn't believe you're gonna stick to it. I feel like they're like, yeah, time, they lie to themselves. Time will go by. Yeah, 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 you're mad. But we have this, connection and really it's like this person's delusional. Gaslighting. And that's what I'm saying. It's like that's how this person operates, right? It's like I want you to like it's almost like again, it's a low energy because all their games, it chips away the person that they're with, and it creates a lot of like negative energy. So you can have a great relationship and it can become completely destroyed because everything is, you're trying, but this person's trying to like make you live their reality, and their reality is distorted. And every time you go against their reality, and that reality is just speaking your truth or, interjecting your needs, and now this person is like hearing it through distorted perception of that you're criticizing them when really it's like when you have a conversation with someone you share and you should be able to share. This person that wants to pretend that everything is just perfect all the time and ignore the elephant in the room and then have, like I said, there's a sense of this person only knows how to be surfing and they're out of touch with reality, their own reality. And that's the thing is it's like I felt treated like a child. So it's like that when they scolded, right? So it's like for some, it's like this person that never really gets over the past relationship. And it's not like they're with that person. But what you'll notice is it's like in the past relationships they still try to hold on to and it's like they almost seem more emotionally open, almost able to like communicate with that person better than they communicate with you, the relationship that they supposedly want to be in. And I feel like this is a common thing because this person has real intimacy issues. So they create these trauma bonds. And I feel like for some of you, like now that, they keep in contact with some of the people, that sometimes they can actually have good conversations and that trauma bond just was put through hell is getting a little bit of love from that person, is getting a little bit of, so it's like this person also likes to create triangles and they like to create triangles because they want you to stay in a place of not feeling confident. If you don't feel confident, it's easier to control you. I need to do that because I don't feel confident in myself. This is the energy there. Now, if it's not an X factor, it's just I always being talked to and always being talked to like down, like being scolded or being manipulated, or like, and I feel like for your person, just having a conversation, this person feels like you're scolding them. So, which tells me that you're on two totally different vibrations. If you're on two totally vibrations, it means that you need to either lower your vibration to get down to their level, or they need to rise up. And what we see is they're constantly attracting people on the same vibration that they are on. Or if they do get somebody, that those people actually lower their standards. But in lowering your standards, your life falls apart. Just know that with this type of energy, because it's like you don't trust them. It's like, and that's their whole jam. They know that. They know what they do. They feel like you don't really care. You like them enough that you'll settle. And that is the issue. And it's the issue because they're delusional. They're like, you, because you put up with a lot, because I feel like you're naive. For some, they actually feel like you're naive and that they will, that you'll put up with it because you won't know any better. Where, so you might have been in a long-term relationship for a long time. So it's like, I don't like this person's energy at all. Past. Yeah, it's like, and they feel like, again, they can't let go of the past. Okay. And the fears that are associated with the past. So you're always like, because this person doesn't do the healing, they just continue the past trauma. It's like one person leaves and the relationship is a nightmare because, again, trauma bonds are, they never just end amicably because there's so much pent up rage. There's so much anger that has been suppressed while being in that type of relationship, that when it finally falls apart, it's like the person is, like whoever has been like connected to someone that has gaslit them, has manipulated them, that has betrayed them over and over and over again. And there's so much suppressed anger and hurt that you do go berserk, where you would be, again, somebody that just like wouldn't be able to let go of like this type of situation, and this person like can't let go of their past because they never heal from the past. So one person leaves, and then the next relationship, it's like new person comes in, picks up right where the last person left off, because this person never changes. They're the same person. And so with each relationship, I feel like they have more and more lack of trust. And so like they'll be more controlling and more like keep you out. So if you're somebody that grew up without feeling loved or nurtured or supported, this would actually like be a trauma bond where this person has hold. I feel like they want to dominate you. That's the energy there. It's like, because again, they have this guilt, they have this remorse. Supposedly they come in with it, but it's not. It's like, again, I have feelings for you, but and I am remorseful that you're not here. As we went deeper into the reading, it was just all about them. There was nothing like, I'm sorry. There was all, again, what they've done, what they want, how they feel about you. So we're going to pull from different cards to see if we can go even deeper. I want to let my guard down with you, but fear makes me lash out in self-defense. So again, being in a relationship with them, like I said, everything that you say is filtered through like the wounds of past relationships. So again, everything's a trigger. Everything's true. That's why I said they have to heal themselves. Otherwise, you have to lower your vibration to be in a relationship with them, to continually suppress your feelings and your emotions and not express, that you wouldn't be happy. with this person. Because look how they react. They're like, instead of fixing the relationship, they can feel you're intolerant and they're like, okay, I'm going to hold back because I feel like eventually you'll break and I won't have to do that. It's like, which it's no, this is the energy you're coming in with. Like, this isn't even like that you've been dating for a few years and the person is comfortable, so they're a little bit of a couch potato. You gotta say, hey, what are we doing this Friday? No, we're not gonna stay in. This isn't that. This is like coming in with, I don't have to do anything. I don't want to do anything. I don't really want to change because my heart is closed off. I'm protecting myself. So if you ask me anything, again, and the reason why is because I've never felt love like this before. The depth of it can be inspiring, but it's overwhelming. So it's again, that's what it is. It's like every time it's real. And when it's real, this person doesn't believe that they can have love. That's why they play all these games. That's why they're so guarded. That's why they, again, but without healing, I'm glad it was at least it said that the person does have like the depth of it because that's what you feel too. So what you had felt, I should say, with this person in the beginning was the potential because there was. My heart is with another right now. I have to finish this karmic contract in order to be free. So I feel like they hold a karmic contract. See, like again, that's a trauma bond. So it's almost like the X factor is that in actuality, it's the fact that they hold on to people from the past, but it's like it's because they can be nice to those people. Now, why? Because they're with somebody else. And so, or they're connected to you emotionally. So now I can be nice and be phony and still get my needs fed and share and be a little bit more of a friend to those people. But when you know in a relationship, they could not do that. And so this is what I'm saying. It's like the karmic contract really it's like this person doesn't need to be there. The karmic contract is they create trauma bonds, and until they get comfortable with the next person, they don't want to invest. And the only way that they get comfortable with the next person is if that person lowers their standards and again shows them almost past this weird test that's really not fair. Like it's not based on anything except for dominance and control and passion, but passion in the sense of again there's no divinity, there's no divine energy, there's no because divine energy is unconditional love, and the only way that that happens is if a person invests in you, and this person refused to do that. It's always been games. It's always been games. And it's always because the past. So this person literally has brought their baggage in to this connection. And they're like, yeah, I'm not with that person. And I don't feel like they're with that person. But emotionally, they feel responsible for that person. So ironically, emotionally, they're giving to this person that they don't want to be with, that they don't like. They like you, but you're not going to get the emotional part. And this is what I said about the fragmentation, that this person's fragmented. And it's like I said, in order to maintain that life, they gaslight. So to try and keep you, in that. So we have to see why you attracted this energy. Because obviously, I mean, listen, for those of you that want this person back, as soon as you really walk away, this person will come back because that's what they like to do. Their ego likes to do that. They like to hold on. Now, if you're someone that's made it clear that you don't want to be with this person, then they're not going to come back because, again, their ego, they always want to live the reality that they're so desirable. Like that again, they want to live a persona of themselves that doesn't exist. And the thing is, you already know what's truly there. So they can't kind of fake the funk with you. You know what I mean? So that's why they would avoid you. So that's why I'm saying, I mean, but for those of you that, show some sort of, oh, I care, this and that, because this person will come around, they'll throw you a breadcrumb or two to see where you are. It really won't be enough, but it'll be tiny something to see where you are. And if you're smart, you won't answer. Because there's a sense of if you do, then of course they'll like try and create that emotional connection with you, but not give you anything. Now there'll be the friend and they'll give you the emotional thing, but they'll have other people on the sides that they again desire and think about and fantasize about. Because again, this person is detached and disassociated. They're fragmented all over the place. Again, and so we have to say again, why did you attract this person? And sometimes it's not wounds, and sometimes they're gifts. So it's resilience, which I'm like, okay, like that I can put up with it, that I'm resilient, that no matter what goes on, I'm resilient against the storm. It's like, why would you give me the storm then? A lot of times spirit will say, well, resilience is a spiritual gift in that you can utilize it when you go out into the world and you become yourself and you create yourself because you're always going to go up against difficult people. So for some of you, you're in the public eye. For some of you, you're doing big things, great things, different things, unique things, and you need resilience because again, the world will always try to, persuade you into becoming what they want you to become. And you'll always have to deal with jealousy from people that haven't done the spiritual work, spirit saying. So, because I said resilience, you put us in a relationship with that, and spirit was like, gave me a bitch slap and said, yes, because again, that's a spiritual gift. It's like why to be with someone so that because it made you strong. You had to listen to yourself. You had to listen to your intuition. You had to, again, choose yourself. You had to not let this person break you because that's what they were trying to do. Got a better connection to source, got a better connection to God, the higher self. The higher self is God part of self. That's our intuition. That's what makes us feel safe. That's what gives us ground. That's what gives us our supernatural power, right? Because when we're interacting in life, source energy works through us. It's the energy of the universe, source energy, right? It's ubiquitous. And when we're a clear conduit for spirit, it means that we're not blocked up and all fragmented and we're able to make our life work. And what we see is that spirit saying is like, your life is going to work. This person sees that. So there's a part of them that wants to own you, not just because they're very attracted, but it's the whole thing. But it's not on a high vibration because this person hasn't done the work. So, but you got a stronger sense to source because, like I said, you would have to listen to your intuition and because you were belittled again, belittled like growing up with a parent that didn't make you feel supported, didn't make you feel loved, didn't make you feel again wanted to most likely dominate you. If they belittled you, they wanted to, make you think the way that they thought, make you think that you were wanted this type of life. Or again, sometimes it's not always done because the parent is angry and wants to see you suffer. I mean, that does happen, but I don't feel like that was the case. I feel like this person just had a lot of anxiety and they didn't trust themselves. And so they were always like trying to push, onto you who they thought you should be and the traits that you should have. And when you didn't do it and you displayed your own unique authenticity, which children it looks crazy with, right? I mean, children do all different crazy things to find themselves instead of the parent just letting their child have their process. They belittled. So there's a sense of that trauma continually playing out, which it's like, I feel like if you didn't feel comfortable in the environment that you grew up, you got a very strong connection to source to begin with. Because again, how do we do that? We go inward. It doesn't feel good to be present, to be in the body, if there's always like when someone's making us feel bad. Eventually escape, into like fantasy land or into like finding somewhere else to put our attention, whether that's friends, whether that's hobbies, whether that's interest. And that's where we find source, right? We find it through unconditional love. We find it through becoming ourselves. And so you already had to be resilient. So this was another form of that trauma, but now you're seeing it as like that parent that was difficult was fragmented, that they had wounds that they didn't heal. And possibly spirit brought you this experience to help you forgive, to see it from a different perception, because you were up close and personal. And maybe not to forgive this person, but to forgive that parent, to see that it's a spiritual issue, you know, to be able to also see that it doesn't matter if someone tries to stop you or hurt you, that as long as you are in your truth, in your power, and giving the energy of unconditional love through becoming what you love, giving and receiving of love, right, through your free will, through doing that, it's like it doesn't matter what people like try to do, because in the Bible it says nothing can stop you. Only you stop you by letting people like this come into your life and dominate you, because then they're going to do what they want, which is usually suck you dry. And then once you're dry, they throw you away because they never formed that emotional connection because they're broken. Not because of you, but unless you invest in you, where you have to be a little selfish and really be discerning of that and know your worth. Well, again, that's part of, unfortunately, the healing process, that you have to like become strong enough to see, to set those boundaries, to set those difficult boundaries, when especially when we're like, well, I do care about you, but I have to let you know because you're no good for me, because you're not healed, you're no good for yourself. And that's hard because there is an element of connection. It's like that's why this person did what they did, but they destroyed the connection instead of nurture the connection. And I do believe that they'll regret it. I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know whether you resonated. And if you did, don't forget to write the word of the video in your comment bar, which I feel like is full of shit, guilt, and remorse. So you can also write intolerance. If you get real creative, you can write the word video. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.